Robin. So we're just going to hang out for a couple minutes just to let everybody kind of gather before we actually start. And if you have any questions that have been coming up for you during, or anything you'd like to share in the live chat feed, I may be able to catch those questions, especially right now, during while we're waiting for everyone to gather. I know for myself journeying with you through the 21 days of Green Tara it was so uplifting to my heart to be with you every day for 21 days in a row. I will say I've never done anything like that, so that was a big step for me, and I want to thank you for being a part of that step with me. And we had an amazing, hi Gina, hi Shirley. We had an amazing new moon ceremony. If you'd like to, it was called Sophia's Grace, new moon ceremony. And we got so much feedback about how powerful that was. We had finished up 21 days of Green Tara, and then we went into that new moon ceremony. And if you haven't participated in that ceremony, it's filled with empowerments from the Ascended Masters, and it will bring you great peace. So you can catch that replay. There'll be a video replay link for that ceremony in this video in the comments before. So happy to see everyone pop on. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Kathy. That's beautiful. Sarah said, wow, the ceremony was incredible. That feels so good to hear that. I have to say, I had such a breakthrough after that Sophia's Grace ceremony, personally, for myself. What's interesting as a channel, I've been channeling professionally for over 20 years, and somewhere along the past 10 years, it became a living transmission, and it's hard to put into words. And after that experience, the Sophia's Grace, I guess my gratitude to be able to be in service to Sophia this way, I just went to a whole other level. And I really spent some time after that ceremony in self-care and self-love for my, just really being with all the parts of myself that were being rearranged by the transmission, and by the Ascended Masters blessing us so deeply, and of course by the presence of Sophia God herself, our Holy Mother, who loves us unconditionally, and she's always ever present, comforting us and supporting us to raise our awareness higher and higher, to be in constant communion with her. So I just want to thank each and every one of you who would join us live this past week for that ceremony. And again, if you'd like to catch the replay, feel free to just check the video replay. The information on this video will be posted in the link there. Excuse me. I was not expecting that in the comment feed. Anne Ripley says, my question is, how may we best support you so you can continue your beautiful service? Oh my God, that just brought, my eyes are like misting up. I never even thought of somebody putting a question like that in the comment feed. There are several ways that you can continue, that you can support this service that I offer, and that my angel team offers. Number one, of course, is to continue in your work with the Sophia Code, embodying your higher self. Maybe going deeper in our mystery school curriculum, but always, just keeping me in your prayers, keeping my team in your prayers. My body goes through a lot before the transmissions and after. It's nothing painful, but it is quite a lot. So just sending me some prayers of protection and nurturance, and sharing the Sophia Code, becoming a Sophia Circle leader. It's like, I'm not here to lead this international movement by myself. We're here to do this together. And last year I channeled a facilitator's manual directly from the Ascended Masters so that we could all lead Sophia circles around the world and activate humanity's sovereign divinity together. So if you have a true prayer to be a part of this ministry, Sophia Circle leadership is that is one of the greatest things to support myself in this ministry. And if that's not a step that you're ready to take this year, our next launch happens in this August. We have the Sophia Code Foundation, and I'm so grateful that we've been receiving donations, and we are saving every penny of those donations to build a temple space and a healing center. As soon as we possibly have that down payment, because it's really important that this movement has a location that people can one day walk into and be at the altars and feel the presence of the Ascended Masters that we anchor there, and be able to run Sophia circles from this center and this temple space. And so even if you just donate $10 a month to the Sophia Code Foundation, on that page we have a dream to serve all of those things that we list, but really the first thing we need to do is create an actual center where people can come, explore the altars, explore a sacred space, interact with one of our Sophia Circle leaders in person there at the center. It's a big prayer for us to create a place that is of such a high vibrational resonance on the planet that people can actually understand what's happening when they come in contact with the book, by walking into that holy temple space. And as in all things that I like to create, I want to create it in a really beautiful way that harkens to the times of when architecture was considered a sacred service and science, expressing the mathematics of God. So I'm really excited. I'm going to eventually be posting some sketches about my vision for the first Sophia Code Temple and Healing Center. And I can't say when I'll be posting those sketches, but I've been speaking to my mentor about it. He's been encouraging me to talk more about it. We had somebody contact us today about wanting to make an amazing donation. And I just was like, wow, okay, don't give up on this dream, no matter what's happening in this world. Stay true to your path, stay true to this movement, stay true to this ministry, and expanding it in all ways. And so it's that's another way that you can help us. And of course, I think another way to support me in the ministry is, and with anything that's this powerful, there's going to be amazing support for the Sophia Code, and there's also, some very sad and angry and hurtful people out there that just simply don't understand because they're suffering what we're doing. And so anytime you post a review on Amazon, on Audible, on Barnes & Noble, anytime you post on Etsy, or any reflections that you have about the jewelry or the book itself, just sharing your testimony of how the Sophia Code has changed your life on those specific platforms, it makes such a huge difference. When people see 300 reflections of, how amazing the Sophia Code has changed their lives versus 30 crazy, insane people just hating us for no reason, it's that really makes a difference. Every time you post a positive comment in the comment feed on these YouTube videos, or on my Facebook fan page, or on our Instagram following, it's that's what helps people feel safe to approach this very powerful work. I understand in the spiritual world, there are a lot of people taking advantage of people right now. It's always been that way. And I understand people's concern and wanting to take their time before really trusting a teacher or a mentor or new teachings. And so anytime that you share your testimony about how this work has changed your life on any platform, But especially in the platforms where people are like considering purchasing the book for themselves, it's really meaningful for us, and it's very helpful for us. The more we can build an army of support around these this book and these teachings, the more it's going to help protect me as I go way more public down the road over the next few years about what I have to share. It's just like, it's going to be an interesting ride for me, and your love and your contributions of support are just so deeply felt across the heart waves always. I'm just so incredibly grateful for each of you. So thank you for that question. That really inspired me to share a little bit more about how we're all in this together. It's really sweet. So I think we got a good crew now live, so that's really exciting. And I see that we've got, wow, Australia, Paris, oh, bonjour. I mean, just if you want to write where you're calling in from in the comment feed. I love seeing where everybody is calling in from. Hi, Deishan. Hi, Judy. Lark. Beautiful name. Aylin. Oh, thank you. What a beautiful blessing. Utah, San Diego, Texas, East Coast, Argentina, Maui, Brazil, Australia, Kentucky, Maryland, Arizona, British Columbia, Brooklyn, yeah, El Salvador, Bermuda, wow. Oh, it's so lovely to see everybody writing in. Savannah, Georgia, Australia, Melbourne. Oh, so beautiful. I don't know why I feel so emotional today. Like, just seeing where everybody's writing in from just kind of brings tears to my eyes again. Really special. So good to see everyone. So today we are embarking on the 9 days of Magdalene, Mary Magdalene's initiation. Hi, Donna. I love you too. Donna's been with us for a long time, part of our community. So 9 days of Magdalene, we did 21 days of Green Tara. Now, I feel emotional too. Maybe it's that in the energy. I think it's like really touching that we're all finding our way to each other through this free ministry offering. We're all going through a lot in this global lockdown. It's super real. The amount of feelings. I know the past 2 days have been particularly challenging for me during this global lockdown. So I was like, wow, it's really good that the 9 days of Magdalene are coming up, because that's really going to lift me up too. It's a daily practice for us to stay in our hearts and to stay in our faith and our hope. And couldn't be a more perfect time to step into the 9 days of Magdalene, because this initiation, what we're going to be doing over the next 9 days, is we're going to be diving into a part of Mary Magdalene's initiation in the Sophia Code. So for those of you who have your copy of the Sophia Code, we're going to be reading it out loud together today, which is exactly what you need to do when you do the 8 initiations in the Sophia Code. You want to read them out loud, and that they were written in the first person so that when you read these initiations, the sound of your voice, the power of your voice is activating your divine genome. And Sarah writes in, why is it 9 days, please? And that's because in this initiation, we meet 9 inner angels of your higher self. So just like we did the 21 days of Green Tara, it's a great question, Sarah. Just like how we did, there was 21 aspects that were of Green Tara, which we had based off of the 21 emanations of Green Tara, right? There's actually 21 emanations of Tara. Green Tara asked me to shift those emanations into aspects of your own the divine qualities within you. and to write that in the first person so that you are activating those aspects within you. And we all went on that journey. And for those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, all of those 21 days of Green Tara are on my channel. Feel free to check it out, and please be sure to subscribe as in support of these free ministerial teachings. Okay, so in Mary Magdalene's initiation, so actually, let's just back up for a second. In the Sophia Code, in section 2, every chapter in section 2 of this book has 2 parts. The first part is the revelations of the Ascended Master. So most of the time that in the section 2, it's coming through, well, every time, really. The Ascended Masters begin each of their chapters with their personal life story, like how they interacted with the earth plane, or how they interacted, like in Green Tara's situation, primarily, her incarnations and form happened in Sirius, but then she came as an Ascended Master here. And that's the qualification of an Ascended Master featured in the Sophia Code. They have to have touched down at least once on the earth plane to be featured in this codex. And the reason for that is because I'm not interested in mentoring with anybody that doesn't know how challenging it is to be here. I don't know about you, but like, I want to know that if some, really important being in a higher dimensional reality is telling you what to do, that they've actually been here and known how much muscle is required to be here, how much heart muscle, how much willpower, how much consistency is required to become that master. So that was the qualification for, well, among many other qualifications, of why these first 8 key codes were selected in the Sophia Code. And so these 8 key codes in section 2 create a motherboard. Or you could think about it like how the motherboard of your computer is hardware that's running all the software on your computer. So it's like they create this blueprint or a motherboard of awakening and activating the sovereign divinity of humanity. There's always these birds that show up on my porch when these transmissions start. It's just so special. I never see it any other time. It's so weird. Side note, the winged ones are here, of course. So in every chapter we have her revelations as to what her life was like and why her teachings came out of her divine feminine Christ embodiment. Because we teach in the Sophia Code that everything that you are here to teach, everything that you are here to offer as a mirror, as a resource of support to others, it must come through your higher self embodiment first. It's got to come from an authentic place. It's got to come from what you have actually healed or empowered within yourself. It can't come from regurgitating someone else's ideas. So section 2 of the Sophia Code shares these very powerful life stories directly from the voice and heart of Isis, Hathor, Green Tara, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Woman, and the Sophia Dragons, which are an order of seraphim. And that gets a little more complicated because they're an angelic order, but they are angels that have incarnated and informed and impacted planetary evolution, helping to birth ascended golden age cultures on this planet and others, not just this planet. So with all of that said, what we're going to do is the Mary Magdalene initiation is quite extensive. It's meant to be read out loud at your altar or in a sacred space. And every day we're going to walk with another angel. Mary Magdalene is going to introduce us to each of the angels of our own higher self. Now, I was wondering, I remember when Mary Magdalene came to me and she's preparing my mind for channeling this initiation. And I thought, Mary Magdalene, why don't you want to be in the forefront of this initiation? And she said, because I want this initiation to help everyone who's reading it to activate the order of Magdalena within them, their own angelic embodiment. And And so what happens is we are brought into this very powerful temple space in the beginning. There's every initiation in Sophia Code is set up as this like a gorgeous, lavish, luxurious, visual, sumptuous experience where you are walking into the visionary world of the Ascended Masters. And as you do, then the Ascended Masters or the angels step forward to start guiding you in their initiation. And so when we enter into Mary Magdalene's Key Code 5 initiation, the Sophia Code, we're walking into this beautiful white marble temple that has this huge body of water at the center of the temple space. And so there's this white marble floor, these white marble pillars, and you see in the distance that there's this beautiful baptismal pool of perfectly still water. And so as you are journeying closer and closer to the pool at the center of the temple, because the temple is quite large, you meet 9 angels along the way towards that baptismal waters. And I remember a dream that I had when I was getting ready to channel this. Well, it was probably when I was already channeling this initiation, but the angel of completion, who's the 9th angel that appears in this initiation, and the angel of completion came to me in a dream, a very lucid dream. It was so lucid, it was like being completely awake. That's how lucid it was for me. And I knew I was dreaming, but it was so real. It was almost disorienting. And when I became completely lucid in the dream, I mean, the angel of completion is like the supermodel of angels. I mean, he's so hot, you know. It's like, hi, how's it going, angel of completion? Rugged GQ angel of completion. And I just remember staring at him and just thinking, like, I can't believe I'm in the presence of someone that's like this. Like, he was just so powerful. And he said, well, Kaia, I appreciate your appreciation, but you have to understand I'm an aspect of your divinity. Like, I am one of your inner angels. And I thought, yeah, that's cool. Like, he's like, and you're going to have to guide others to understand that their angelic qualities within them are just as powerful and just as beautiful and handsome and empowering. And he's just like, I am the embodiment of this quality within you. And it was this interesting moment where I was like, wow, I have to accept that this being in front of me is me. And then I have to turn around and ask everyone else to believe that there are actually parts of their souls that are angels within them, that they can call forward and interact with themselves. Not just like an ascended master that's a soul outside of you, but there's parts of our divinity that can become so densified here on the earth plane that you can engage with different aspects of yourself in that way that's very materialized. And so as we're walking through this initiation, I want you to watch how these 9 inner angels appear to you through your third eye and in your heart, on the inner planes within you, because I want you to see if their faces change a little bit to kind of mirror back your own face. I want you to notice if there's a energy signature that appears for you that maybe you're saying, wow, this feels really familiar. I almost feel like I'm talking to myself right now. And the reason for that is you are. When you travel into the highest kind of, when you start to explore the holy places of your higher self's divinity, this unlimited divinity that's a hologram of Sophia God, you realize that your divinity can take on all forms and shapes. And it's like your divinity is a legion of angels within your single soul. When you start to think about that, you start to integrate that concept, you realize how freaking powerful you are, how invincible you are, that there is an army of God within you, not just to protect you, but to help you create and birth beyond this dualistic nightmare that we're all surviving on this planet. It's like, you know, everybody, like, there's this interesting thing in spirituality where people don't want to focus on different facets of consciousness or different embodiments of consciousness. Then they just say, well, it's all one. And it's like, yeah, it's all one. And why wouldn't we want to explore how consciousness wants to reveal itself to us? If consciousness wants to reveal that there are countless halls and temple spaces and angels within me, why does that have to be wrong? Why can't we just enjoy the view and discover what that's mirroring back to us on the inner planes? So, you know, for me, my relationship with spirituality, my relationship with discovering, you know, the path to how to embody my sovereign divinity, for me, it's got to be beautiful. It's got to be creative. It's got to be just as beautiful as the higher realms are. I'm just not interested in boring myself. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I need to control what I'm seeing if I know that it's divinity telling me a story about myself and about the goodness of this world and the goodness of all of reality. It's like, and with that said, we don't have to get attached to the imagery either. It's like, can we just appreciate when our consciousness is speaking to us through these visually beautiful landscapes? You know, so this is what I enjoy embracing. I enjoy embracing the beauty way. So without further ado, let's jump into the beauty way of the Mary Magdalene Key Code 5 initiation, and meet these inner angels of your own higher self. So before we do that, I would love for you to call in your circle of divine feminine Christ light. The reason why we call in this circle of divine feminine Christ light is because we are living in such extreme times. It is absolutely essential to surround yourself in the light and power of your spiritual guides, the Ascended Master Mentors, so that you can begin to feel, nurture, and cultivate your own sovereign resonance. You know, it's like when you see a mama duck and a little baby ducks, and little baby ducks haven't grown their wings yet fully, or like a mama swan and her baby, cygnets, I forget what the name for baby swans are. But they're so like a swan's wing could seriously protect its body, but its babies, they can't protect themselves yet. So when we are mentoring with the Ascended Masters, what's happening is their wings, their hands, their hearts are surrounding us as divine mother figures that are saying, okay, time to grow your wings. Okay, time to get strong. Time to nourish yourself so that you can step up to the plate of this game. And so we receive such an infinite amount of multidimensional support as we're calling them in to surround us in protection and that beautiful nurturing of our awareness, training our awareness to focus solely on our sovereign divinity. I mean, it's a practice. Everything in this world would have us focus on fear and anxiety and separation. So it's important to call this circle in every day. So let's practice right now. All right. So visualizing this beautiful circle of light around your body. And I want you to visualize 8 points, like 8 pillars or 8 of the 8 directions along your circle. And in the north, let's welcome in White Buffalo Woman. Beautiful White Buffalo Woman, so powerful. In the northeast, we welcome Winged Isis. Beautiful, powerful Isis. In the east, we welcome Hathor and the Hathor Star Nation. In the southeast, we welcome Green Tara, Omtare, Tutare, Tore, Soha. In the south, we welcome our beloved Mother Mary. In the southwest, we welcome our overlighting mentor for the next 9 days, beautiful Mary Magdalene. And behind Mary Magdalene arrives Jesus and the entire order of Magdalene, including Saint Joan of Arc, who's a part of that order. We also welcome Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. We give thanks for all of our Syrian Archangel friends and all of our Archangel friends from the Pleiades and Andromeda. Today I am wearing the Earth Angel Cross of Camargue, Mary Magdalene's pendant that I designed. This is the cross from southern France where Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary landed on the shores of France. I'm really, really grateful that we designed this for this time, anchoring our angelic light here on Earth. In the West, we welcome Kuan Yin and Babaji, Maha Avatar Babaji, and in the Northwest, we welcome the Sophia Dragons, Divine Mother Creatrix birthers of sovereign species, sovereign planets, sovereign creations. On behalf of Sophia God, we call upon Holy Mother, Holy Father, Sophia God, Source, Creator, Creatrix of all life, for your holy presence, your grace of unconditional divine love to fall fresh over each and every one of us. We welcome your presence as the Holy Spirit, both of our individual higher selves and the Holy Spirit of our shared I Am presence, falling fresh upon every single person who is gathered here for day one of the 9 days of Magdalene. You may feel it, or the iconography, or this beautiful spirit of that Shekinah light, holy dove, descending over your crown. I'm feeling an activation going right from my crown down the back of my spine, connecting my crown to my root with this beautiful white light. Now at the center of your circle, now that you can feel the presence of God surrounding you in all ways, let's also feel the presence of God within you that's going to flesh out your circle of light. So radiating from your heart, opening your heart, we welcome the presence of your Holy Spirit, higher self, descending over your crown chakra, a waterfall of light flowing down the back of your head, flowing down the front of your face, flowing over your shoulders, filling your sacred heart, the chalice of your heart, overflowing and pouring to your solar plexus, down your mid-back, flowing down your lower back, flowing down the front, filling your hips, filling your beautiful root chakra, this gorgeous white light of your own soul, flowing down your legs, all the way through the bottom of your feet. And I welcome the central sun of your soul to begin to expand from your solar plexus in your heart as an ever-widening sun, like a star within the center of your being, your own sun. And those rays of light grow brighter and brighter and brighter, and they're expanding in every direction. And as they expand in every direction, we welcome that sun, of the central sun of your soul, to fill your circle with all of you. Fill up that beautiful circle of light with your own presence and essence, and everything and anything that is not your presence and essence must step outside your circle of light. Clearing all energies that are not your own. And if you need Mary Magdalene to help you let go of something or someone that might be too close to your body, that's not in your energy, just feel free to receive that support. And now your circle of light is turning into a column of light that you are sitting within the center of. And that column of light travels all the way down to the heart of the earth, to the sacred heart of Sophia Gaia. And that beautiful column of light travels all the way up to the 7th plane, where instantaneous miracles and divine knowing exist. Not the 7th dimension, the 7th plane. going all the way past the sun, moon, and stars, past all the planes above this planet, past the fourth plane, the fifth plane, the sixth plane, and all the way into the seventh plane of that one source light and the black womb of no thing that is your original source point. And just notice how this setting this space, sitting or standing in the center of your circle, you can feel you. Let's say a prayer together right now. I'm hearing from Mary Magdalene. She's saying, please repeat after me. I now affirm that this circle of light consecrates my human body as holy ground. I now choose to anchor my angelic Christ light within my human body and within this circle of empowerment now and forevermore. I understand that it is my responsibility to call in the circle of light protecting me every day of my life. I understand that this practice will help my awareness to identify the truth of my sovereign divinity in ever-increasing measure with every day that I practice these tools. I'm just feeling the shift, what it's like to have this clear space around you, to claim the space around you as sacred grounds. How is that going to shift how people interact with you? How is it going to shift how you perceive how you deserve to be treated? If you are surrounded, which you are, by holy ascended masters, then the grounds that you are walking on deserve to be treated with the highest respect. So it's important to understand that the more that you do this, the more that you mentor with Mary Magdalene, the more codependent, disrespectful people will be flushed out of your life. Very often when people step into our mystery school, they're like, wow, I wasn't expecting things to change this much. I wasn't expecting so many of my relationships to get this triggered. And, it says it in section 1 of the Sophia Code, like page after page, like the more you embody the light of your divinity, the more it's going to expose the darknesses in your life where you are being punished for who you really are. I was actually working on our new line of altar cards. I've managed now to illustrate Mother Mary, Hathor, and Green Tara for this particular series. Stay tuned. We're working on the details for how to distribute these altar cards. And I was really sitting with myself and how many voices of the Punisher that I could feel that I've internalized from people over the course of my life. Seems to come up particularly when I tap into my creativity. And I really let my creativity soar and expand to another level. And so it was an interesting experience for me to kind of recall the words and the things that people have said to me that have been very disrespectful or painful. And to stand in this place now of empowerment, of true self-love and true self-respect, where those people no longer exist in my reality. But it was so interesting for me how I could reach out to those words if I did want to punish myself and use those words against myself. These are interesting times that we live in. It's important to understand that the more you embody your Christ light, the Holy Spirit of your higher self, everything's going to be rearranged, your entire reality. And nothing's ever going to stay the same. And it takes time to integrate how to live from that space of empowerment. First, as people are no longer there to punish you because they're fleshed out, you're going to start to notice the ways you're still punishing yourself, right? Like, how was I addicted to punishing myself through what that person would say about me? How did it keep me from my creativity in the past? So interesting. So as we step into day 1 of the 9 inner angels in Mary Magdalene's initiation. It's important to know that on day 9, you're going to be transformed again from the inside out, and you're giving yourself permission. Let's do this right now. Giving yourself permission to accept that wherever you end up right now, 9 days from now, however much you choose to allow yourself to transform and to step even more of your light with Mary Magdalene, accepting these 9 inner angels of your inner being, that whatever is letting go in this journey is perfect, and whatever is being let go of is creating space for you to bring in more empowered, loving, respectful people into your life, and circumstances. So this is going to be an amazing time, and we're going to start on reading aloud from, okay. We're going to start with day 1. We have a little prefacing we need to do. So we're going to start on page 206 of the Sophia Code, and I invite you to read this out loud with me. So why are we meeting these 9 inner angels of your own higher self, aspects of your higher self within your human awareness that you can access at any time? And I remember when I channeled this conversation with these angels, oh my God, my daily reality was so painful with how much I was healing in my life and how much I was constantly triggered by the trauma in my life and really unhealthy relationships that I was in. It was a very hard time to channel. And it was out of that pain of being confused about the difference between my higher self and my human body and my human awareness, that the message about this work is what came through to me. Mary Magdalene was like, you don't want to suffer anymore from the way you've been operating before. Here's how you cannot do that. So let's read this together, okay? Because I think this is particularly important for the times that we're living in. So the angels that are speaking here are the angel of perfect peace and the angel of perfect love. They're not part of the 9 angels. They are bringing in, they're like introducing and setting the space, creating the space for us meeting the 9 angels after this introduction. So the angels speak. Your body is asking for you to understand that it is a highly loving and responsive supercomputer, yet it does not want to be held responsible for the outcome of your life. Your body knows that its purpose and functions are designed to tell the truth of your higher self by providing moment-by-moment intuitive biofeedback that acts as an emotional navigation system for making conscious choices of alignment. Okay, I'm just going to break this paragraph down real quick. How many times have you received guidance that you've ignored? Or how many times, like, to do something positive? Or how many times have you felt a red flag in your gut and you've ignored it and then you really regret it later down the road? That's what this paragraph is saying. It's like your body knows that its job is to tell you the truth about what your higher self is always sharing with you. It's just that it knows that that's its job. Its job is not to know everything. It's just doing what your higher self wants it to do to keep you in alignment. So let's keep going. The neurological biofeedback of your body is extraordinary. It accurately and instantly tracks every thought that you are thinking, even before a thought is fully formed, with correlating emotions. Before a self-criticizing thought has finished its biting remark about you, a physical pain or contraction can be felt within your body as emotional discomfort. Likewise, a positive thought about yourself will open and expand the wings of your heart. Before that thought is even formulated into words, this emotional feedback creates a magnetism towards what you want and a repulsion towards what no longer serves you. Okay, so this is really declaring that the neurological, like all of the things that you feel, all of the things that you think are either being continually magnetized toward or repulsed away from whatever is in your highest and best good. It's such an interesting job that the body has, and this is a divine feminine language, to be able to tune into your body and treat it as the holy communicator that it is to your mind. So let's keep going. Your body is perfectly designed to provide you with emotional biofeedback about how you are aligning with and following through on the divine guidance of your higher self within every present moment. Yet your body is often blamed as the creator of both your pain and pleasure. It is time to release your judgments and expectations placed upon your body's emotional communication system. The sensations of your emotions are not trying to control your awareness. They are simply informing you of what reality your thoughts and choices are creating in every present moment. For those of you who are just joining now, we're on page 206 of the Sophia Code. So what is this saying? How many times have you had like a punishing thought towards yourself, and all of a sudden you just start to feel really bad? Or how about, how many times have you had a really positive thought about yourself, and all of a sudden you just start to feel yourself picking up and your wings feeling a little bit lighter? It's like, it's such an instantaneous, what they're saying in this paragraph is that your body is such a supercomputer that your emotions are following your thoughts so fast that you can't even tell the difference between the two. But if you slow that process down long enough, you will see that depending on what thoughts you choose, the emotions are going to follow. And the emotions are giving you information like, good thoughts, stay on that track, keep going with that thought. Or, ooh, that thought hurts, you don't want to keep going down that road with that thought. So, for example, illustrating green tar the other night in my art studio, it was like I would have thoughts of, this isn't good enough. It's just I don't know why I think I can do this project. And my body would you could feel it like start to shut down. And then I'd say, okay, where did that thought come from? And I'd see like, oh, it came from being shut down by this memory or this person or that experience in my childhood. Okay, got it. So then I would pull back and I would talk to myself positively, and I would create a new thought. And I would say something like, so many people's lives are going to be impacted by the gift of this illustration. And then I'd start to feel the faith returning to my heart and lifting my wings and like, keep going, keep drawing, don't give up. And so what was interesting was like, I could feel the emotions either bringing me down or lifting me up in every present moment of that creation. And when you're creating something, you're in a very vulnerable space of the unknown. And so your emotions are going to feel heightened. We talk a lot about that in the Stargate 2 curriculum of the Sophia Code Mystery School. And when your emotions are heightened, it becomes even more challenging to track the thoughts that you're thinking and the emotions that you're thinking. And this isn't about being controlling towards yourself. It's just witnessing, noticing what's flying by in your mind. And then how are those thoughts flying by in the sky of your mind impacting your heart and how you're feeling your heart? So that's and then in that closing sentence, the sensations of your emotions are not trying to control your awareness. So we often mistake negative feelings as though those negative feelings are trying to control us and make us feel bad. And that's not what those emotions are doing. They're actually informing you of the thoughts that you are choosing that are hurting yourself and your creation process. Very, very different. When your thoughts are when you start to understand that the thoughts that you have about yourself, or taking on the thoughts that others have about you, how much that can impact your emotional well-being. So let's see, let's keep going. Your higher self knows every detail about your journey ahead. With the gift of your free will, you can always choose to surrender and receive this perfect guidance of your higher self, speaking directly through your body. You have the choice to blunder and blindly react to the journey of your life, mistaking your body's biofeedback as an attack against you. So if we're just reacting to whatever we're feeling in any moment without actually considering where those emotions are simply information about the thoughts we're thinking about ourselves, we're just going to keep being trigger happy in our relationship with life. You're just going to keep being set off all of the time without actually examining that there's a choice there in every present moment of how we're going to respond to our relationship with life. Further, what this is saying is that your higher self knows every wonderful thing that's ahead of you for your highest potential if you choose to align your thoughts with it. And if you choose to embody your higher self and allow your higher self to start operating your human awareness, there's this, your feet are placed upon a path that we call walking the way in the Sophia Code, where every day you are discovering what happens when you choose a better thought for yourself. And what's going to happen as we walk through these 9 days, there are 9 angels within you, within your higher self, and each of them represents, within a fraction of a second, the pathway, the neurological pathway that you can choose of how to live every present moment and keep aligning with the highest thoughts about who you are as a living angel on earth in this lifetime. So let's keep going. Therefore, you are here to recognize that there is a single free will choice that must be made every day for you to fulfill your destiny and live in peace. This single choice governs, directs, and guides all other daily choices. Therefore, this choice is the only one that matters. You have come to the great halls of your inner temple to decide once and for all that you are finished with the agony and suffering of believing that your body's emotional biofeedback and limited awareness is responsible for the outcome of your life. Further, you are here to decide once and for all to take responsibility for the success of your life by actively surrendering to your higher self's overriding presence to fully operate and govern your human body and awareness now. This single free will choice has the power to inform the motivation and outcome of all your life choices. Choosing to follow your higher self's guidance does not mean subjecting yourself to any judgment or qualifying standard of perfectionistic behavior. It's not what we're talking about here. Rather, surrendering your awareness to be operated by your higher self means that you are on a journey of being mentored by your own divinity. It's a really powerful thought. That's why we surround ourselves with ascended masters, because they are mentoring us in how to live our lives the way they lived their lives while they walked this earth. They were making all of their choices every day from the perspective of their higher self. I think sometimes people think if they're operating from their higher self, then maybe they won't have any fun. Your higher self loves to have fun, but your higher self loves to have fun in a way that doesn't hurt your body with toxic relationships or toxic substances. Like, your higher self knows how you can enjoy, not just fulfill your divine purpose, but how you can enjoy this journey in life in a way that's deeply satisfying for you. Through this prayer, to allow your higher self-consciousness to guide you in all of your decisions. So let's keep going. In every challenging experience, your higher self mentors you in the art of responding to life versus reacting to it, guiding you to act with grace and move with purpose by recognizing what information your emotional guidance system is sharing with you. Your higher self also mentors you in how to courageously seek your happiness and fulfill your destiny while exploring the vulnerable and risky landscape of the unknown. That line just took on a whole lot more meaning during this global crisis, right? Your higher self can mentor you in how to courageously seek your happiness and fulfill your destiny while exploring the vulnerable and risky landscape of the unknown. We are definitely sitting in the unknown right now worldwide. In every present moment, your higher self is waiting for you to make this free will choice and surrender to its higher power, guiding you from within, speaking through your body, heart, and emotions. Many spend their entire lives resisting this one single decision. If you see somebody in life that is suffering, addicted to suffering, and can never seem to give it up, they are resisting this one choice because they don't feel like their divinity is actually safe enough to trust. That would be in the 21 Days of Green Tara teachings. Let's keep going. True self-mastery comes from honoring this relationship of many aspects of yourself working together as one. The relationship between your higher self and your awareness is that of the inner guru and the inner devotee, the inner teacher and the inner student. Your higher self is the safest teacher for your awareness and body to be operated by, mentoring you and how to make your life choices as a unified field of well-being. That's a very powerful statement. What that's saying is your own divinity is your safest teacher. It's your safest guru, right? It's like, and your human awareness is the student of that guru, of that teacher that is your own divinity. It's like, that's all within you. You are a unified field where there's all these aspects of your consciousness that are informing one another continually. Your own divinity is growing the garden of your life here, growing the garden of your awareness, helping you to expand and accept how big you are, how fabulous your highest potential is. It's just like that omniscient divinity wants to guide you in all ways. Next paragraph. Authentic self-mastery is the daily practice of recognizing that your awareness is engaging, right, in a moment-by-moment journey to choose your higher self's reality of divine love over the shadowy illusion of self-terrorizing fear in every present moment. What a perfect line for these times, right? You can choose your higher self's reality of divine love, or you could choose to terrorize yourself with illusionary fears. A house divided against itself will not stand. Dividing your awareness to only partly believe in the power of your higher self to guide the outcome of your life is agonizing to both your body and awareness. When your awareness is divided against itself, this eventually leads to emotional, physical, and psychological breakdowns that interrupt the momentous flow of well-being in your life. As your inner angels, we remind you that this decision to allow your higher self to operate your awareness, increasingly guiding you to choose divine love in every present moment, does not require for you to understand or even like how the daily omniscient orchestrations of your higher self are unfolding. Isn't that cool? The Sophia Dragon Tribe is telling you, you don't have to like it. Just because your higher self wants you to live in your highest potential and is asking you to do this or that, it's like, you don't have to like it. Sometimes change can feel painful. It can feel painful when you're extracting something that is uncomfortably comfortable in your life. I like that says that. And also they're saying you don't also have to understand what's going on with your higher self for your higher self to be activating you in a very powerful way, to be rearranging your life. It's like sometimes we don't understand. It's like the post I did with the butterfly, when I posted that faith is both cocoon and wing on my Facebook and my Instagram profile. It's like the butterfly doesn't know what it's like to be a butterfly until it's outside of the cocoon. It's like it has no concept. It has no concept of what it's going to mean to take flight until its wings are dried off outside of the cocoon. It's like up until that point in its life, it has no concept of the flight. But then as soon as those wings dry off and those wings are able to start flapping, it's like that butterfly gets to experience what it's like to be a winged one instead of one that's just connected to the ground. So this is the same way with, learning how to embody your higher self. Like there's going to be chapters in your life where you don't have to understand how your higher self is activating you and preparing you for the next chapter in your life. Sometimes it can feel like you're going through surgery every day of your life, every moment of your life, wondering how you're going to heal your heart or empower yourself to that next step in your career, or how you're going to get through a certain age of your child and motherhood. It's like it can feel like you're in this tight-knit cocoon and there's just no way out, but your higher self's presence is still there. And if your intention is to embody your higher self, if your intention is to just allow that awareness to your higher self consciousness to merge with your human awareness, you're going to start to feel how that prayer is praying you, meaning it is changing you beyond your understanding. And that's why I love the Sophia Code so much. It's like, you don't have to understand how the transmission is helping you to transition into your higher self consciousness. There's so much heavy lifting that's already being done for you. Your part is to be willing to surrender into the process. So, all right, remember, okay, there may be many initiations of faith, reading from page 208. There may be many initiations of faith ahead in which trusting this greater part of you may feel absolutely foolish or bewildering to your dissolving social conditioning. Well, that's good news. Dissolving social conditioning is going to be a wonderful thing, but it's also going to be very disorienting for a while. Remember that this journey of self-mastery begins by navigating one emotion and one experience at a time, which builds an incremental willingness and increased awareness within every present moment to trust your higher self. Continually calling upon and receiving your higher self's unconditional love for you is essential for integrating and appreciating your heroic journey along the way. Eventually, your commitment creates an undivided, unified field of daily trust. Okay, so this is what happens when this becomes your practice. And we're going to go through the practice over the next 9 days of what each step, how it unfolds in every present moment through the 9 inner angels. So what's our end game? What is the potential of every present moment? It's this sentence. Eventually, your commitment creates an undivided, unified field of daily trust, self-acceptance, and self-love within you that opens the space within your body, heart, and mind for your awareness to identify the daily divine guidance flowing to you from your higher self. This is the self-mastery that you are seeking. Beyond the mastery of any extraordinary talent or skill, it is the self-mastery of your awareness, surrendering to your higher self, that allows for you to live an extraordinary life. Today, in your great prayer for self-mastery, you are baptizing your awareness in the holy waters of your true divine essence. You are being initiated by the Holy Spirit within you to recognize the divine blueprint for living as a master within every present moment. May your body, heart, and mind be blessed by the 9 pillars of initiation before you. So, I know that was a big lead up to the first angel, but I felt like it was important to understand, well, why would we want to work with these 9 inner angels? It's because we want to identify what is the neurological pathway in every present moment where we can align our thoughts with our highest success, where we can align our thoughts with our higher self's consciousness operating our human awareness. What is the process of surrendering into our higher self consciousness? It's here, it's outlined here, and it begins with the angel of faith. So let's keep going on page 208 for those of you who are just joining us now. So in every present moment, you have a choice, no matter what you are feeling, no matter what's unfolding for you, to reach out and claim the angel of faith within your own heart. So let's begin there. I now open to receive the angel from my inner being who initiates the first pillar of self-mastery for my awareness to activate the pathway of divine love within every present moment. Across the temple, my eyes now witness a shimmering, winged, feminine form arise from the still waters of the holy pool. She floats effortlessly forward to now stand before me, warmly greeting me with her smile. Accompanied by a symphony of tiny bells, her voice announces that she is the inner angel of faith. The angel of faith shimmers with a golden energy that intermittently sparkles with rays of sky blue light. In her right hand is a white staff, whose crested top is carved as a caduceus of two interwoven, pearlescent white Sophia dragons. The dragon's eyes glitter as living sapphires that reflect into my own. Riveted by the dragon's staff, I widely smile. The angel of faith joyfully laughs in return, delighted by my intrigue. She leans the staff forward so that I may study the dragon's eyes closer. Animated by my focus, the two dragons spark to life and turn to face each of my eyes. The angel of faith speaks. As your inner angel of faith, my greatest joy is to guide your awareness across the bridge from fear to divine love in any moment, as many times as needed throughout the day. My dragon staff devours the toxicity of negative thinking that arises in your struggle to trust divine love. The caduceus on my staff is a symbol of my healing power. I am the embodiment of relentless faith that seeks to reconcile your awareness to always choose divine love over fear. As your inner angel of faith, I delight in serving on the front line of your self-mastery. Every decision to choose divine love begins with a catalyzing feeling of hope that uplifts your awareness to consider the quantum possibilities of having faith in divine love. As the angel of faith, I stand with you at this gateway of hope within every choice. I champion your awareness to align with your higher self and trust in divine love again and again. Remember that I am an aspect of your higher self, a messenger and a friend in service to your daily journey of self-mastery. You can call on me at any time to amplify the golden sunshine of your faith. I am always with you. The angel of faith joyfully smiles at me as she now steps forward with her staff. The Sophia dragons of the caduceus are now fully animated, moving as a unified field with the angel of faith. In their breath of life, I feel the white starlight of the Holy Spirit move across my body. The angel of faith blesses and consecrates my crown, my third eye, my throat, my solar plexus, and my root chakra to be filled with divine love. Resting the staff upon my heart, the angel of faith and her mighty dragons breathe a new awareness of the purpose and the power of faith into my being. I breathe in the fresh breath of faith. In the resonance of its high vibration, I exhale my resistance to divine love. The angel of faith dissolves into my solar plexus chakra as golden and sky blue sparkles of empowering energy. I now open my human awareness to accept the inner angel of faith as an activated aspect of my higher self. We are one. So I just want to highlight a few important medicine teachings here from the angel of faith. So in every present moment, and this is particularly challenging if you're going through something that's really hard for you to feel. When you choose for happiness, faith is a foundation that is worthy of trusting. So faith is when you believe that there is a presence that is loving you no matter what you are feeling or experiencing in your life. It's like when you choose faith, what you're saying is, I choose goodness for myself because I deserve better. And sometimes faith can feel even out of reach. And so what the angel of faith is saying is that every decision to choose divine love begins with a catalyzing feeling of hope. Hope is this interesting flicker of a flame. Sometimes it can be a bright flame, sometimes it can be a bonfire, but when you're in a really deep moment of challenge, faith can just feel like a little glimmer, a little candle flame in the distance of a dark night. But that's enough. The angel of faith is saying that is enough to get you to the next. It gives you a leg up to faith. So when you're in that moment of, is it safe to trust that divine love is somehow working out something here for my highest and best good? The first place your mind goes to is first that flicker of hope. And then that flicker of hope is where the angel of faith, your higher self, swoops in. And she's like, yes, you chose me. You chose me through hope. And now because you took one step closer to me through hope, I can take one step closer to you through your faith and be your faith. I mean, in truth, everything that we're sharing about as an externalized angel inside of you is your own higher self that's working with your consciousness. It's just like your human awareness chooses hope. That means the angel of your higher self that is faith is able to meet you there in that present moment. Meet you more than halfway. Because that's called grace. So what is she saying here? The caduceus of my staff is a symbol of my healing power. I am the embodiment of relentless faith that seeks to reconcile your awareness to always choose divine love over fear. Because the more you choose faith, the more it heals up all of the places within you that feel separated from divine love. So it becomes a daily practice that heals your mind and it heals your emotions, and it can even heal your body, where you become this embodiment of a faith that is a medicine for the places within you that have previously doubted your direct connection with God and the truth that you are holy, divine, and sovereign, which is the ultimate self-worth. It's like, what else is there to be when you're that? So, and then what else do I want to highlight here? I champion your awareness to align you with your higher self and trust in divine love again and again. She's saying, when you call me in, she's acting as a champion for your awareness to reach higher. Where's your awareness going to go after faith? Well, the next angel is trust, which is a very powerful, powerful divine attribute of your higher self. But even to embody the faith, it's saying what this is saying is she's like, I am that aspect of your higher self that's just going to like strengthen your human awareness over the course of your life, so that you can remain in faith no matter what the circumstances are. Like sometimes when we practice faith, we practice with easier things, but we want to get to a place where our faith is so steady that we are this embodiment of our higher self in all circumstances. All circumstances. What else do you want to share about this? So you can call on me at any time to amplify the golden sunshine of your faith. I am always with you. I love that description because faith is a golden ray attribute, divine quality. Faith is this consciousness that is unwavering. It is a consciousness, it is an unwavering, perfect consciousness that already exists within you, that through your free will, you're able to explore what it's like to step away from this divine quality that you already are. But when you come back into alignment with faith, everything lights up within you like it's a brand new shiny morning, right? Because you're flipping on the lights of the truth, of that you're looking into the sun of your divinity. You're looking into the light of divine love that's here to guide you in all ways. You're considering that you can trust all of that again when you step into a space of faith. So on that page 210, she says, the angel of faith joyfully. So what is she talking about with this caduceus? The caduceus is that symbol that you'll see on like doctors' offices and on hospitals. And that's an ancient symbol of the Kundalini life force that was used in ancient times to represent how the life force of our body can heal everything in the body, which is still true. And usually it's depicted with two serpents, but in the Sophia Code, we depict this caduceus with 2 white Sophia dragons. And so this staff that appears to be carved, that the angel of faith is bringing to you as the healing like doctor of your soul, right? It becomes, all of a sudden the staff becomes animated, and these 2 heads of the Sophia dragons that were carved into her staff are now activating and initiating your consciousness to understand just how powerful faith is for your human body, for your heart, and for your mind to thrive in this lifetime. Like to be in a unified field of this divine quality of faith, to embody the faith of your higher self, it's an investment in a healthy, strong life, relationship with life. So what happens when these dragons become animated on her caduceus staff? They bless and consecrate your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, your solar plexus, and your root chakra to be filled with divine love. So what that's saying is these are centers in your body that contract when you choose something other than faith. These are important centers that the angel of faith is saying, we're reclaiming these chakras so that you can stay open to the guidance of your higher self. Even when you want to contract, it's possible for these centers to receive information that's going to help you take your next step into trust, right? So we've got the crown chakra. Crown chakra is all about deepening in your direct connection with the source. We have your third eye. Your third eye is all about how are you perceiving your reality? How are you perceiving yourself? How are you perceiving your higher self involved with your reality here on earth? It's all about your perception. That faith, when you're looking at life through the eyes of faith, is a very different perception than through the eyes of fear. Your throat chakra can either express fearful belief systems that can harm yourself or others, or it can express the truth of the divine love that's guiding you in all ways. And then we've got your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is this very powerful chakra. I think the solar plexus is one of the most underrated chakras out of the 8 major chakra system. I love the solar plexus. A lot of issues in the solar plexus have to do with father issues and feeling intimidated about your personal power, and stepping forward and becoming really sovereign in your human life and empowered in the choices that you make, no matter what anybody thinks about them. I love the solar plexus. It's taken me years to get my solar plexus to a place that I feel happy with. And it also governs the stomach. And as we know, the stomach, well, maybe you don't know, it's over the course of your life, it's just like faith is going to be required to continue to really open up that root chakra and choose to anchor your light here, right? To drop that anchor of your light and choose to fully show up here in this human life and to fully embody your higher self. That's going to take an enormous amount of faith in and of itself because of how extreme the polarities are here. So this inner angel of faith is brightening your mind. She's brightening your heart. She's brightening all of these places within your body to keep you invincible from the debilitating effects of fear, and to keep your all of these important centers filled with divine love. So that's a little bit about the angel of faith that exists as an aspect of your higher self, and you can call upon her at any time, in any present moment, for loving support and how to embody your higher self in all circumstances. I want to thank you for joining us for day 1 of the 9 days of Magdalene. And we had a lot of introduction that we had to get into for day 1. We'll be going deeper with Mary Magdalene herself in the coming days. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to gathering with you tomorrow. And if there's anything that I've talked about, our mystery school, how to join us for the 2020 Vision Mentor Journey, the 2020 Sophia Circle certification that's coming up this August, our live event in Sedona in July and August as well, feel free to reach out to my team angels at kaiara.com, KAIARA.com. I love to you. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.